nagging injuries throughout your career. I mean, you have a big game on Saturday. Did you have that kind of moment?
Yeah. It's been a long time coming, man. I went through a lot of stuff, and for me to go out in my first game, my senior year, and do that, it's truly a blessing.
Dontre, we talked about it in our pregame show. We said there's nothing more dangerous than an athlete that has something to prove with just the immense talent that you brought to the table. You've had some injuries. Did you feel like coming into this game you had something to prove, and did you feel like you proved something on Saturday?
Not just that game, but the whole season. I feel like I have something to prove. I'm always going every game to play with a chip on my shoulder because I feel like I left a lot out on the field these past couple of years. So now I'm going to use all these games and opportunities to make that up.
How healthy are you, and how grateful are you to finally peak?
I'm 100%, man. You can ask the trainers. I'm in the training room almost at least 5 hours a day. Trying to stay right, trying to keep my body right, trying to take care of my body like a pro.
And obviously for a guy in your position that has foot issues, that's got to be very frustrating and demoralizing. How hard was that?
Yeah, it was terrible, man. That was my first injury, or serious injury ever, so I didn't know how to really deal with it, but that's in the past. Just keep going forward.
How hard has it been?
You said you left something out there. Is that just because of the injuries?
I mean, that's a big part of it, but my game has really taken a big toll. It's gotten better. I worked a lot on being a pure receiver. As far as just running back and being a runner, I feel like I always had that. So that's what I feel like.
Can you talk about your game a little bit? I mean, do you see yourself as more of a true running back? I know you're playing kind of the hybrid position. I know you're so great at running the routes and getting that separation downfield. Where do you feel most comfortable on the football field, you would say?
I feel like I'm just comfortable getting the ball, no matter whether it's receiver, punt return, kickoff return, running back, wildcat, anything, as long as I have the ball in my hand.
Coach Mars talked about your weight. So, I mean, being at that ideal weight, how hard has it been getting there and maintaining that weight?
Not hard at all. I've been here since I'll probably say mid-season last year. And when I got hurt, I gained a lot of weight, but now I got healthy weight on me, so I'm good now.
What are you doing specifically as a senior leader? You were blessed to come up with so many great players. When you had those injuries, you probably were able to watch them and perhaps emulate them in some ways. What are you doing specifically as a senior leader to help along some of these talented young guys now?
I mean, this camp and these last few practices, these last 2 weeks, they've been very, very more tough than all my previous ones. So
specifically? What's been so tough, man?
It's just a lot more work we put in. Coach Mar always says we're a young team, so we have to do a lot more things rather than what we've done in the past couple of years. So it's just a lot more work and a lot more hard work.
Dontre, you mentioned not caring how you get the ball. I mean, what you and Curtis were doing out there on Saturday, is that what the H-back position is supposed to look like here?
Yeah, definitely. If you go back and look at what Percy Harvin was for Coach Meyer, that what me and Curtis did Saturday, that is what he's been looking for, and we're going to try to give him that the entire year.
And you said it was the wide receiver part of the position that you were slowest to get, I guess. What was it about that was the most challenging for you?
I just never played it before.
Is there an aspect of it that was harder to learn than others?
I mean, playing receiver in high school and then going to the next level is always something different. Obviously, it gets harder, more difficult. But that was a part of my game that I think I needed to work on, and I felt like I did pretty good at it.
There are not many seniors on this team, and a lot of your friends, I'm sure, are in the NFL. What was that like for you to see those guys leave and you're here?
It's just motivation, man, for me to work hard, and they fulfill their goal, and I'm trying to do the same. Just another stepping stone I got to get over. I'm a minute to win by myself now, so we just keep grinding.
You took to the Wildcat snaps that you had. You were taking a snap and Curtis was next to you, or vice versa. I mean, when both you guys are back there, I mean, what's the ceiling for that formation? I guess two playmakers like that in the backfield.
That's the sky, man. Defenses. I don't think they really know how to game plan against that. There's a lot of things that we can do out of that. I can have a hand in the ball, or we can even run option or something. So, I mean, I feel like that'll be tough to game plan against.
Can you guys throw, both of you, quicker than Curtis?
I don't know. We'll see.
Trey Day, did Oklahoma knock on your door in the recruiting process?
Yeah.
How interested were you?
I liked Oklahoma. Adrian Peterson was my favorite player all the time, so I liked Oklahoma.
But yet you came here. What was the major attraction coming here?
Coach Meyer. Coach Meyer. The way they performed in the 12-0 season, and when Chip Kelly went to the NFL to coach, I figured I'd come play for Coach Urban Meyer. That's put a lot of guys in the NFL.
When you watched the video from Saturday's game, did you see the Dontre Wilson that you wanted to see in the opener? And what did you see? I guess
I did. I still think I need to break out of some of those tackles. Hit those long runs, sort of like Zeke was doing last year. Me and Mike, it's gonna come. I promise you, it'll come.
What was it that you liked about Adrian Peterson? You said he was your favorite player ever?
I played running back all my life. Adrian Peterson is my favorite running back, favorite player. He's at Oklahoma. He's amazing. I even liked him over Reggie Bush, so that should mean something.
Just because the way he ran, I mean, what stood out about him more than anything else? He had speed, power.
He had speed, power, quickness, ran hard. It was just exciting to watch.
And he was from Texas.
After the game Saturday, was there a moment where you just kind of soaked it in after everything? At least this season's starting the way I want.
Yeah, man. Once I got back home, me and my family, we prayed. We got together and we prayed. Just thank God, for letting me get back out there and play healthy, play the way I play. Just being thankful.
Were there times that you wondered whether you'd ever be fully healthy and have that kind of role?
No, it wasn't that. I always kept faith. I always prayed every night. Just ask God to keep me healthy, keep me in high hopes, keep my head up. And he's done it so far.
What do you see when you watch tape of Tulsa?
Tulsa got a pretty good team. They're a lot better than Bowling Green. I can say that. I actually have a friend that starts on their defense. I used to play basketball with growing up, so it'll be fun playing against him.
Who's that?
Jeremy Brady.
What does he play?
Nickel.
And you know against him?
Yeah.
Have you talked about it?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Was the trash talking to start?
Yeah, a little friendly trash talk. It'll be fun though.
Dontre, we're talking a lot about Tulsa, but it's no secret the big game is Oklahoma Week 3. How do you guys avoid, you hear it all the time, but seriously, how do you guys avoid looking ahead? Because I know that's the big game everyone's pointing to. What are you guys doing specifically to not look ahead to that game? Take care of business versus Tulsa.
Every week we focus on going 1-0. So we just take it one game at a time. And once the Tulsa game is over, we focus on the football.
Dontre, you said that you want to look like Percy Harvin. Is that the main guy in the Urban Meyer system that you would focus kind of your game as a halfback on?
I don't say I want to look like him. I say that's the way that Coach Urban Meyer wants that position to be. Percy Harvin did a lot of great things at Florida for Coach Meyer at the H position. So that's what me and Curtis are trying to fulfill, those shoes. I guess you could say that.
Percy Harvin with an Adrian Peterson attitude.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Hey, JT's command of the offense, just his knowledge of the offense, Dontre, how would you explain it? How would you describe it?
I think JT is the Peyton Manning of college. I ain't gonna call him the sheriff, but he takes command of everything. He's very vocal. He's a great leader, and that's why he's the leader of our team.
Dontre,
There's many examples. Can you give an example though, of him doing that?
You can see him barking out calls, switching things up. He breaks down the team. Just keeps everybody going. Even when we're making mistakes, he walks up and down the sideline, even to the defensive side. Just keep those guys going.
Both you and him came from Texas. How tough was it, that recruiting process, when it finally got down to it? Number one, to leave Texas, and number two, you had a lot of pressure there, to stay. How tough is it for a kid from Texas to leave and come to Ohio State?
It wasn't that much pressure with me leaving the state because I was committed to Oregon.
Yeah.
But it was a tough decision. It was a very tough decision.
And why? Because there's a lot of exes living all over the place, right?
Yeah. And the schools that I was choosing out of, they were great schools. All Power 5 schools. Down to the wire, man. Sometimes I didn't know. Sometimes I thought I didn't make the right decision, but I'm pretty glad I came.
How tougher is it now that your son's back home?
It's not that tough. It's just something I gotta live with. I tell him all the time. Even though he's 2, I tell him all the time. Daddy's at work. Give me a couple more months and we'll be together.
So here this weekend, best weekend?
Yeah.
Y'all Skype every night?
Every
really?
night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about that look earlier with you and Curtis in the backfield. Do you guys have a name for that?
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll come up with something. When we both have a big game, we'll come up with something.
Dontre, after last week's explosion, I mean, how much confidence is this giving you guys, you know, and what do you expect out of Tulsa this week?
That just upped our expectations. You know, now every week we go out, everyone's going to expect those same things or even better. So we just go. So we came back this week with the mindset of working harder and
Couple more questions for Dontre, please.
You don't let the outside pressures get to you. This is more of what you guys place on yourself.
Right. And as far as that, man, like I was on the national championship team. And, you know, during those last 3 games, those were the most precious moments probably in my life. You know, so I'm really not too worried about that.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, man.